Hi there guys, and welcome back to Beyond the Start Button. I'm back again with another handheld. Before we get into that though, I want to thank everyone who subscribed after seeing my last video. And I want to ask again, those of you who still haven't, if you could please just tap that subscribe button. It really does help out a massive amount. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into this. So we've got ourselves another handheld to take a look at. Here we've got the K36 Max, and they're advertising this as an online gaming handheld. That's a bit of a stretch. That's a bit of a stretch. Like, this has got 2.4G Wi-Fi in it, a Wi-Fi chip, so you can connect to a Wi-Fi network. But to call this an online gaming handheld is a stretch. Online gaming handheld suggests that you're going to be spending a lot of time playing games online, playing online games. This isn't what this is for. This is another one of your retro consoles. This is very much along the same sort of lines as this one, which, for those of you who haven't seen the video, this one is your R36 Ultra. I've done a few videos on this one, and this one is very much similar to what we're going to open up here. Okay, let's pop that one to the side and let's take a look around the box here. First of all, we've got recall your childhood and share the happiness. Okay, sure. Here we've got the 64GB memory card, and you can see we've got the purple one selected. Here's the Ranger colors. Got our old game console brand. Here we go. 4-inch HD screen. Square screen, yeah, 4-inch normal. Headphone jack, great. Simplified Linux system, so that's emulec. 3,500 milliamp hour battery, fairly standard. Type-C fast charging, that's a lie. I'm sure that's a lie. Yes, it's a Type-C charger, but there's no way this thing supports fast charging. These things don't support fast charging. Like, no, surely they don't. Dual 3D rockers, that just means it's got 2 thumbsticks. Yep. Anyway, back of the box. Here we go. You can see this one is not an RK3326. This is an Allwinner A133P. That may sound familiar to some of you. That's the same one that's the same processing chip that is in the TrimUI Smart Pro, the TrimUI Brick, and this one here, which is your Powkiddy V90S, same processing chip. Now, I said simplified Linux operating system, and I mentioned emulec. Actually, this isn't an emulec machine. This is not an emulec machine. I completely went on autopilot with that. This is not emulec. With the Allwinner A133P, this is going to be Batocera. Pluses and minuses about the Allwinner A133P. Plus side, it's a decent processor. It's a really decent processor. Downside, there's not an awful lot of custom firmware available for it. There's the off chance you might get an early build for it at some point, if it's popular enough, if they can be bothered to, maybe, if the stars align in the right direction. But don't hold out on it. With this one, you're pretty much, you need to be, if you're going to pick this one up, you need to be resigned to using the stock firmware. It's not going to have any custom firmware support, at least not for a while. And in all honesty, I wouldn't expect any custom firmware support for it. The likes of Rocknix and ArcOS and Unofficial OS, they don't have versions that run on this chipset. They've looked into it, and it's not something that they're reasonably able to do at the moment. So it is what it is. You can see we've got CPU, GPU, RAM, storage. It's got eMMC chip which means it's got the OS stored internally, and the SD card will be for ROMs. You've got this 4-inch screen, 720 by 720. Yeah, it's got 2.4G Wi-Fi. Normally, we've been through everything that this has got. Nothing unexpected here. And here we go. Charging speed, 5 volts at 2 amps. That is not Type-C fast charging. Charging speed of 5 volts at 2 amps is not fast charging. It is not fast charging. So this is a lie. This is standard charging. This is not fast charging. You cannot do one of those USB to USB-C charging and expect it to fast charge like you would your phone. That's not going to happen. So let's take a look. Let's open up the box and recall our childhood and share the happiness. And this is not what I was expecting. A case with the Heligali brand on it. So this is really interesting. Heligali are involved in this in some way. Like we've got the game console brand, and we've got the Heligali brand. And it's coming under a K36 Max, which is often associated with the likes of things like Handheld. So, do a lot of companies have their finger in this pie? This is an interesting one. So anyway, let's take a look. A my box. So, decent case. Feels quite nice. It's not the same as the sort of cases that we've been getting for the sort of G-Fan handhelds, things like the My Mini and stuff. It's a different case to that. But I quite like that. That's quite a nice case. Let's open up. Inside. So on this side here, we have USB-C charger. Decent length to the charger, actually. It's not the tiny cable length we get. That's not a bad length cable. We have screen protector, screen wipes, and a manual. Let's have a quick look at the manual. Oh, let's find the English side. Here we go. Oh, that's, guys, how not to do font in a manual. This is a lesson of how not to do manuals. Look at that. What is even this? Guys, come on. Like, why does that say product image and not have an image of a product on it? Like, what is this? This literally just has this is almost like something that they put into Notepad about what the specs of the machine should be or something. Like, seriously, that how to not do a manual. Wow. Okay. Not the best of stats with the manual, but everything else has been okay so far. We've got a case. I'll take a case over a functioning manual anyway. Let's take a look at the actual system itself. So let's move our Heligali case out of the way. And here we can see we've got our usual foam covering. Now I've already removed the plastic cover that was protecting the screen because I have opened this and had a little mess around with it before. Now, I'll bring this one in. This looks similar to your usual suspects, your usual 4-inch handhelds with the vertical. But if we have a look here, we've got a speaker up top here, whereas on our old pal, the Ultra is on the back, so instantly better speaker position. Let's move this one aside. D-pad. You can see we've got this sort of crisscrossy D-pad, but the D-pad actually feels really nice. That is a really nice feeling D-pad. It's got a bit of resistance to it, but it's got a nice pivot, a sort of nice central pivot. Whereas if I bring this one back in, this D-pad it feels more flat. It feels more like you're pressing down the entire thing when you're pressing down the middle. Still functional, but I definitely think I prefer the D-pad on this. Sticks are exactly what you'd expect them to be, the old Switch style sticks. So you've got, nothing here or there with that really. It's the bog standard. Buttons aren't bad. It's very clicky as normal. These face buttons feel quite nice. You can see these are tethered. You've got A and B are tethered and X and Y are tethered. You can see the tether running between the buttons there. But that doesn't seem to be, you can see the button wiggle though. Hopefully that doesn't create any false inputs. But the buttons do feel good. Those buttons do feel good. So let's take a look around here. We've got our memory card over here. If I pop that open, we've got a standard 64 gig memory card in there. Unbranded. Might be decent, might be terrible, we don't know. Got your volume rocker here. Swing around to the other side. We have another memory card slot. And we've got your power and reset buttons. Down the bottom, we've got our charging port, headphone jack, and OTG port. And if we take a look at the top, nothing. Absolutely nothing on this side. And let's swing it around to the back. Right, on the back, you can see we've got these grooves here. So they've put a bit of effort in. Well, this follows the same sort of standard K36 format, really, where they put these butt humps in. It feels pretty good to hold in hand, actually. One thing that I found with our old pal the Ultra was I wasn't the biggest fan of how it felt around the back. It was alright, nothing terrible, but it was a bit meh. This one feels a bit more comfortable to hold around the back. Like I could hold that for longer, I think. And the trigger buttons, they are very clicky, very loud and clicky trigger buttons. So if the noise doesn't drive you insane, they actually feel quite good. But the noise, they are so loud. You can see though, there's this groove here where you can quite nicely rest your fingers, and they're quite comfortable trigger buttons. They're quite comfortable shoulder buttons. But wow, what a noise. What a noise. I hope you can actually hear me over that. Right, you can see we've got a normal sticker here. And if I bring this up here, you can see we've got our A133P processor is in here. Okay. Anyway, let's boot this up. See what we're dealing with. Oh, here we go. And we've got Heligali again on the boot screen. So Heligali have had some sort of hand in this. I don't know to what extent. Screen looks quite crisp. Go loading up. There we go. And here you can see Batocera. Lots of games loaded. We're not bothered about the games that come on the card here though. Let me pull that up here. You can see Batocera, and here's a lovely long version number for you to take a look at. 4th of the 7th, 25. So if that's correct, that should be a fairly recent version of Batocera on that. But we do have all the usual settings. Oh, wow, okay. I did a thing. Oops. Oops. Well, that's having a moment. Oh. Okay, stop. There we go. Okay. I've stopped that having a moment now. That didn't happen when I was testing it off camera at all. So that's fun. I'm going to leave that in. I'm going to let you guys see that because you deserve to know that it can freak out like a maniac. Right. Now, Batocera is not bad, but I've noticed it's glitching a little bit between some of the systems here, I think, and I'm it might just be because the card is absolutely loaded for these games, or it might be because it's not a great card. I don't know. But I don't like how they load these games up. It's usually the same ROM sets on all of these things. Like I think they just copy and paste them across the board these days. But yeah, not a fan of them. I'm going to create a new card. So for those of you who want to know, to create a new card, you basically take an SD card, you format it to FAT32 format, and you need to have the same folder structure that will be on this card. And then you can put whatever games you want onto that, then whatever's your choice. I've already built a card. I came pre-prepared. So let's turn this off. There we go. Pop the card out. Remember, the OS is not on the card. The OS is built into the device on this, so the card is just for games. So I'm really not bothered by that one at all. So I've created a clean card. Pop that in. Boot it up. You can see we've got our lovely Heligali picture again. For it to load up. Here we go. So we're back in, and all I've done is I put one Game Boy game on here, and this is homebrew. I will provide links in the description box as to where you can find this. This is Swordbird's Song, the Iron Owl Tower. Okay, so we're going to play a little bit of this. This is a homebrew game, and it is legally available to download on the internet. That's a little loud. Let's put that down. Swordbird Song. Gonna go new game. Here we go. So they sing a song of a bird flying above a vast ocean. Faster than wind, lighter than air, the bird goes. Okay. The skies are good and evil, friend and foe. The children of the sky shall learn this lesson. Ooh. To the ground, heavy as a rock, the bird falls. Now, does that music not remind you of Zelda? This is a very Zelda-like game. Clearly inspired by Zelda. Hello, little one. That was quite a fall. Are you alive? Wake up. Used to be a traveler like you, but now I am just a friend. What about you, little one? What brings you to this remote island? It's called the Iron Owl Tower. It's surrounded by a magic storm. Anyone who gets too close is dragged here. If you try to fly away from here, the storm will catch you again. You're trapped on this island now. Lovely. So when we enter the Iron Owl Tower, go all the way to the top. The tower pierces through the storm clouds. From there, you can fly away and escape. Now listen, the Iron Owls live in the tower, evil things that obey the cruel Owl King. The islanders suffer under their power. If they get you, the owls will enslave you. Lovely. It is dangerous to go alone. Take this. I love that. I love that. We've got a feather sword. There we go. So you can see we've got a sword and we can move around. The D-pad doesn't feel too bad. It's a little stiff. It does feel pretty decent, but it's a little stiff. I will say this D-pad is a little bit stiff. Oh, what have we got here? Oh, let's go. And yep, we can destroy plants with our sword. Iron Owl Tower, no trespassers. Seriously, we will try to kill you. Well, there we go. They've made it clear. We got a monkey. One who fell from the sky. I need to get into the tower, but it's too dangerous. My friend was taken inside by the owls. He's a slave now. Give this to him. You've got a curry. Okay. Go. So there we go. We again stabbing the the plants. And we can push the block and come around here. You found me. I'll tell you the secrets of this area. You don't have a map, do you? Come back to me when you find one. Oh, bye-bye. Ooh, chest. Energy cell. And game saved. It's got an autosave. Oh, who goes there? Stop in the name of the Owl King. Oh. There we go. And combat is very much the same as what you find in a Zelda game too. This is a really neat little game. This is a really neat little game. If you want a Zelda-like experience as a homebrew game in its own unique little way with its own adorable little charm, then by all means give this a try. I'll put links to it available in the description below. Anyway, I'll leave this one here with this game. So if we come on out there and back there. Okay, so that was Soulbird's song. Anyway, back to this device. Back to the game console or Heligali or whatever it is, K36 Max. What's good and what's bad? So let's start with what I don't like. What I don't like is that we're probably not going to get any custom firmware for this. That is a real downer with these devices. Yeah, so that's not great. That's really not great. But what do I like? Well, it feels really good. It feels like a very nice device. I could sit playing this for quite a while. The stock OS of Batocera is not terrible. I prefer putting some custom OS on it, but Batocera's are right. It's as you'd expect to find it on here. It's all right. I'm not gonna say that it's the greatest thing going because it's not, but it does the job. this is quite a nice system. It feels nice to hold. It's a little more on the ergonomic side than some of these other ones, some of these other 4-inch screen vertical handheld systems. It's got a front-facing speaker, which is always nice. The D-pad is decent. It's a little stiff, so it might need to be worn in a little bit, but the pivot feels nice. And it's got a nice size D-pad as well. So that's good. The stick feel normal. These buttons are all right. These buttons are actually quite nice. I do like the feel of these face buttons. I like the feel of the shoulder buttons as well, but the shoulder buttons are loud. If you don't like loud clicky shoulder buttons, this is not going to be the system for you. Okay, so yeah, that is the K36 Max in all of its purpley goodness, I suppose. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for your time. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe to the video. It always helps me out here. And I will catch you on the next one. Okay, bye.